Hi, I'm Peter Kalmström of Kalmström.com Business Solutions. In this demonstration, I'll talk to you about a particular web part that I often find very useful. And of course, as usual, I'm going to go into a web part page or a wiki page to edit that page. Then I can start adding web parts. And the content editor web part on a wiki page, it is very useful. On a web part page, it's even more useful. So I go into web parts, of course. I find the web part under the media and content section and the content editor. If you worked on SharePoint 2007 or earlier versions, then you did everything with the content editor web part. So you probably know it if you've been around for a while. But if you haven't, then that's fine. I'm going to teach you how. You simply add that web part to a site page, and then you go in and edit the part. And then inside that web part, you can add new content like that. And as you see, you have all the regular options there. But you also have some new options here that you can link to a text file. And I'll show you how to work with that in another demo. But here you see you can do anything that you can do in a regular web part. And here in a wiki page, it's not that useful. You can use it to insert JavaScript or CSS that I'll show in another demo. But if you go to a page that's a web part page, like a view, so let's see, I'll go into my documents. I'm going to edit the page and of course add the web part. And click here to add content. And then you can just type in here. In this library, we keep all the important. Right? Makes sense? One thing that you need to do though is change this heading. You probably don't want it to say content editor there. So I'm going to go into the edit web part task pane here, and I'm going to change the appearance. And either you can put another title on there if you want to, maybe just instructions, or you can hide the Chrome altogether by setting it to none. It's still going to show up with a Chrome as long as you're in edit mode, but once you save the document by stopping the editing, you'll notice that it doesn't have a title. One thing that you need to keep in mind though, if you modify a view in this way, is that now I don't get any of the tools. I don't get in any of the alerts or anything like that. I actually need to put my focus here in order to get these tabs up here. So if you put a content editor web part at the top of your view, which is powerful, then setting the focus there becomes a usability issue. And so if you're looking for all these files and libraries, they won't be visible until you actually set the focus in this web part. So now you have two web parts. You can change that by putting this web part at the bottom, but that might be too long and you might want to show a lot of documents there. So that's an issue that you need to be aware of. So I've shown you here how you can add the content editor web part to a wiki page and to a web part page such as one of your views. You can of course also add that content editor web part to another place. That is if I go in here to my IT tickets list, you can of course also add it to the forms, both the default form and the display form and the edit form. You can modify that. That's also a web part page which you can use to put the content editor web part on. So I hope that gives you an entry point into the beautiful world of the content editor web part. I'm going to show you some more tips and tricks soon. Thank you for watching this demonstration.